I'm here at the SEP software booth. I'm with Shane Brown. Shane, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Can you talk to us about what SEP software does?
Yeah, SEP is a backup solution. It does a complete environmental backup solution for everything, but we definitely have some very unique capabilities with XenServer right now, and definitely very hot market right now. So that's what we're focused on here at the event and talking about.
Okay, so what are you showcasing here? Do you have a demo that you could provide us?
I have a quick demo. We'll start and just see what we can do with some of it, but the focus here is actually doing a backup of a virtual guest and showing how we can maintain server activation on a Windows server, and you don't lose activation when restoring to another server when you're in the process.
Let's take a look then.
So this is just looking at the Windows server and seeing that we do have a currently activated Windows server. What we're going to do is back up this server in it. We don't actually have any agents installed on these boxes, so all we have to do is go through and add the servers names and log into them. The SEP software itself will go talk to the hypervisor and find the guests, enumerate the guests. You can then back it up. It'll take the memory state and it'll go ahead and back up the entire guest. So right here we're logging in, and we're going to go ahead and set the data mover, which is going to be the server itself, because we just have to have a backup server to talk to. So it's going to go ahead and back that up to the server itself. We're going to go ahead and add the second server, so we will go ahead and get a second server in there. So we're going to do a backup from one, and then we're going to do a restore to the other. After we back it up, we'll go ahead and shut down the server on the first hypervisor so that we don't have two servers up in the environment with the same IP address, same server name, same activation. We're going to simulate basically a failed environment, and then we'll bring it back up and bring up a fully activated server after we're done. The login here, as soon as we get done, we'll actually see that the performance-wise, it is a very fast, very productive solution as far as that goes. And we're going to be able to see how the performance is going on the backup. If we have multiple jobs going, I'll show you the area where it breaks apart the boxes so you can see how each job is performing and the performance you're going to get, so you can identify what is possibly going wrong, what you can work on as far as optimizing the environment, and how things are going to be. When we go through and start the backup, we're going to choose that we're backing up a Citrix server, and it'll go out, it'll enumerate all of the virtual guests that are on there. So we haven't installed anything on the Citrix environment, and it's done the enumeration and it's found our virtual guests. So very nice, clean install. Not having to add any agents and take that additional time to go out and make changes to your environment. So we're going to go ahead and do a backup. In this case, we're going to do a full backup, and you'll see that we do have a hot and cold option for the backup. If we're doing a hot option, it doesn't grab the memory state, but it keeps a completely live system 100% of the time during the backup. So your users can be updating, making changes, doing anything they want on the server. They're not going to be affected. They're not going to even know you're running a backup at the time. When we do a cold backup, we'll actually grab the memory state. So it'll pause for a second while we're grabbing the memory state, but that allows us to maintain the activation information, all of the SID and information on the hardware level for that backup. So right now when we start the backup, you'll see that it actually goes through, it pauses the virtual, so it's doing this automatically. We're not having to do any functions ourselves to make the process take place. Pauses the virtual, and then it's going to go ahead and kick off and start launching the backup. And we're doing a backup directly to disk. So in this process, we're going disk to disk. If you wanted to, when you're done, you can actually migrate from disk to another server in the DR site, and then from the DR site, restore that into a DR Citrix environment. So now you can have a live Citrix environment from your original backup that you've done, and you can keep that live and active for the DR purposes in case something were to fail. We could also migrate, instead of to a DR site, we can migrate directly to tape. So you could take an offsite backup, have that at an offsite remote location during the process. The backup itself, here is actually the window that you're going to see the performance and what's going on. Your first window is going to be what your overall performance is for the entire backup. So you're going to see everything running. If you've got 10 servers, that's going to show you how much performance you're going to get from all of them. And then over on the left-hand side, it will actually break that apart per server. So you'll see the performance for each server that you're going through. And you can see that this one obviously is taking up all of it, and you'll see different performances between it. Now I'm going to skip forward a little bit on the actual demo just so we can actually see the restore and the final production as far as what we're getting from the backup. So I just jumped forward. We did the backup. We had the second server already there. We went ahead and did a restore to the second server. As you can see, when we started the restore, it automatically created that server in the environment, created in the pod state while it's doing the restore. And it's going to completely bring all the disks and all the memories, all the settings for the server, having them completely ready to go. As soon as we get those going, what we'll turn around and do is go ahead and start that server up. So we've now done a backup, now done a restore. We're going to go ahead and start the server in a completely running state. We're going to go in and just validate that we didn't lose activation or any information on the server. So pretty nice environment. We just have to wait for the server to start.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much, Shane. Looks like you have a great demo here, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your Synergy.
Thank you.